Welcome to VIPs Vino. My name is Chuck Van Fleet. We're here at Vino Grill and Spirits with Steve Darnell from iHeart Radio. How you doing, Steve?
Good. Good morning, Chuck.
How's everything at iHeart?
Real good right now. We're kind of putting that bow on the finish for 2018. It was a phenomenal year for us, and looking forward to 2019. It's like Christmas, January 1st is like Christmas. I'll open that up. What's 2019 going to look like? But 18 was awesome. We were very blessed to have phenomenal audience growth with our radio stations, our 8 brands, and the revenue side was a pretty good year for that as well. Probably in part due to some very intense political campaigns that felt they needed to invest a lot of money in radio this year. So it was a good year.
Good. So 2019 ought to be a fun experience.
I think so. Audio is really exploding right now. I was just telling somebody the other day that really one of the top Christmas gifts this year are the smart speakers, and that's great for us because anything audio is good for us. That's big. The audio explosion, connected TVs, turn on your TV, you're going to see an iHeart Radio app on the app side. New cars, you're seeing the iHeart Radio app in new cars. Mobile, the explosion with mobile. So I think we're in a good position for 2019. But again, I would like to fast forward to this time next year to go, okay, what was that year like? Was it good for us? Was it good for our business partners, the local business community that we spent a lot of time with to help them grow their businesses? What kind of year did they have? So kind of looking forward to that.
Well, good. I know you guys help out a lot with local and things like that. I have a question for you, though.
Yep.
With the Spotify and with Pandora and things like that, what's the real radio look like?
They're out there, but I've done this long enough to know that at one time video was going to kill the radio star, MTV and all that, and so we've gone through a number of those. Satellite is coming; it's going to take out local radio. iPods, well, they ended up putting FM transmitters in iPods because people just want to be connected to their local community, and radio does that with them. Spotify, Pandora, those are great playlists. But if you look, as an example, you look at 2018, pretty brutal year in California with the fires and whatnot, and I would ask somebody, tell me which Spotify channel or Pandora channel was raising money for the victims of the fires. Looking for information on how to find out where their loved ones are at or where they can donate food, money, shelter, clothing. And local radio does that. And we're right in the middle of that. And iHeart Media is right in the middle of that. And that's not going to go away. We just finished a 28-hour Toys for Tots marathon with one of our radio stations. A long 28 hours. But that's what local radio does, and I think it's what we do best. We're connected to the community. Listeners come to us because they want to know what's going on in their community, and we're the best source for that. And with the business community, they want to have access to those listeners. We've got over 700,000 listeners between our 8 radio stations, so there's great viability for local business to help grow their businesses through us.
Well, good. What questions do you have for us today?
I got a couple good questions. And this is a real question in my household and particularly probably with my spouse. So you have your first experience trying wine. Maybe it's when you're 18, your parents say, hey, it's Thanksgiving, have a glass of wine with the turkey dinner. And you don't know what to expect, and maybe it turned you off. What do you say to that adult that just has steered away from it because they just didn't have a good experience? How do you get them back engaged with trying new wines and finding a wine that works for you? What do you say to them?
Well, the real thing that we start people off when we have new people that come in and say, hey, I don't know anything about wine, is we try to let them know that the only thing that matters is taste to them.
Right.
Okay, everybody's tastes are different. So most people, start out with like a white sweet wine, something cold, something fruity, similar to like a Sprite or something.
Right.
Okay, maybe a little bit of bubble, a little effervescence. I remember when I was 18 in Colorado, and I was drinking white Grenache, and it's because that's what the women liked, So that's what we were doing. But now you get people in and they'll say, okay, I like this, and they graduate up into maybe a Sauvignon Blanc or a Chardonnay, and then get into some reds. And my first experience was always white wines, and I went up to Napa with a friend one time, started out drinking some red wines and loved Merlot by the middle of the afternoon. Wow. So it just really depends on your experience and come in and talk to us.
Yeah.
Because you know what, we're going to throw 3 or 4 wines out there and let you figure out what you like. And we're going to try to help.
I know there's some, I'll look at the label, I just looked at a wine last night, and it had, description of flavors and things on there, all flavors that just sound so appealing to me, but I'm not sure how that translates into the taste of the wine. And sometimes you try that and I love those individual flavors when they describe them, but it just didn't kind of go together in that bottle of wine.
And that'll happen. You've got a lot of marketing people writing those catchy phrases and things like that.
Good point.
But there are some people, then once you get into it and you can distinguish flavors, okay, they'll say, you know what, I don't really like cherry in my wine, so I want something else. And they may not like plum, or they do,
Right.
so you look for something with that. And that's my job, to know the wines. Okay, I'm not trying to be a sommelier. I'm trying to be somebody that can read the flavors you like and show you the wines that are going to work for you. Because all that matters at the end of the day is you enjoy the wine that you took home.
Right. That's good information.
Yeah.
My other question is, and I don't know if it's just me and in my world, I just haven't paid attention to it. But when I go into a restaurant now, I look at a menu, I go on their website, craft cocktails I see that everywhere. Craft cocktails. Am I late to the party on that, or is that something new that's just exploding like craft beers have exploded?
It's not that you're late to the party. It's that we're now advertising more craft cocktails. Okay, Fresno's kind of been behind in the times compared to the San Francisco market or some of the major markets, and craft cocktails are a version of the classic cocktail. And nowadays, the bartenders aren't just throwing shots out there; they're actually becoming chefs. Okay, and they are having a craft of making different flavors and blending things. And I mean, gin, my wife hates gin. She never liked gin, but put it in a craft cocktail, okay, with different flavors, and she enjoys it. So it's just the way the marketing is going right now, the way that people are looking at it, and they're really looking for a craft cocktail that they're going to enjoy, and they can try all kinds of different versions of it. So you're not just having a gin and tonic. You're having all kinds of different ones. You're having a version of an old fashioned.
Right.
You've got different flavors and things, and just goes back to the classics.
So those craft cocktails are really tied more to the bartender than they are the establishment. I mean, they become chefs of.
They really are. The bartenders are the ones that are coming up with it. I mean, when we create a new craft cocktail list, I get all the bartenders in. I say, hey, this is where we're going to go with it. Come up with ideas. And then they all come in and we make a whole bunch of drinks that day. So it's a Monday when we're off, okay? Right. And we're all drinking these things. But we'll try one and we'll say, we like the flavor of this, but add another 1/4 ounce of this and let's see what it does. And you're literally making recipes for these cocktails. And it's very important that all of your bartenders know the same recipes. So that whether this person is here, this female, this male, it's the same cocktail every single time, no matter who makes it. But when they get one of their craft cocktails on the list, they kind of own it. So when it comes in as an order from somebody in the restaurant to the bar, they're like, oh, that's mine. Let me make it.
Big sense of pride.
And they do. And they really get a sense of pride. And I'm really happy with the bartenders we have right now. They're very creative. They've got a lot of good ideas, and they're always wanting to do new stuff. So we're going to start for the new menu after the first of the year. We're going to turn some things on with rum and do tiki drinks.
Nice.
That's exploded in San Francisco, and I think the rum craze is going to finally come around here.
Yeah, we do tend to be a little slower on adopting things at times, right?
Yeah, a little bit, but we make it work, and it's a lot of fun, and it's good that you get to find out what has worked and what failed.
Yeah.
So that, on our end, so that we can make sure we're not going to fail.
That sounds pretty exciting.
So, yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's kind of just like you. Tie a bow around 18 and work on 19.
Yeah.
So, well, Steve, thanks for coming out and joining us today.
Thank you, Chuck.
Happy holidays, and I look forward to working with you in the new year.
Likewise. Thank you.
Thanks.